There are millions of women out there that could be angel investors. They meet the criteria. They could be, but they're not even aware of it. They don't even know what an LP is, which everyone is a limited partner in a venture capital fund. So there's a couple things that women out there who qualify, who are super successful and would meet the criteria to become an angel investor. They have a couple of options. They can either look up a local angel investment group, Golden Seeds, or just a local one that exists there in every city and go learn about it so that they can become an angel investor. This is what's going to move the needle. Not only do they want to do it because it's the right thing to do, it's exciting. You get to hear all the cutting edge technologies coming out, the innovations, and it can be very lucrative. It's like the best kept secret in making money that women are not privy to.
From another angel investor named Jens. So Jens was an organizational psychologist, just met on LinkedIn, became friends, and he said, Eli, I'm going to coach you about strategy and culture for your company, because I think he consulted with the Ritz Culture at some point. And he said, the culture there is that, it's ladies and gentlemen serving other ladies and gentlemen. And he said, Eli, your company is very similar, right? In some senses, you're a high-end kind of concierge level, provider of notary services. And he eventually also became an investor as well. So it just took this me reaching out, pinging him and saying, hey, I saw you like my post, to an initial free consulting that took place over 3-4 months. And he, I think, cut the check that got me into ProVisors. He said, I don't have a lot of money, but here's my little contribution, right? And that is what unlocked, which now I want to say is hundreds of thousands in hard revenue.
And ultimately, the people who have believed in our vision as we've just been building community over the years. So not just people who are helping me professionally, but people who have built relationships and friendships with me, have helped keep me in a good mentally sane as possible. And I think it's really important to build your tribe, right? Like with tribal, right? Building your tribe is really key, because there's a lot of ups and downs. As a founder, every day can take you onto a roller coaster. I just had a day where it was all bad for the first 5 to 6 hours, and the last 3 hours were amazing. And it's like you laugh at yourself at the end of the day, because you're like, you go through such a range of emotions, and you just got to find that ability to stay confident in yourself. And your tribe really helps you do that.
When did you notice that you started getting comfortable? Because you said you really like doing it, but I'm sure initially you were going, what am I supposed to do here?
I felt very nervous about it. It's a lot of responsibility, and I knew that the company needed the capital to grow. And it was my first time attempting to raise institutional capital. And for me, what I've noticed, and this is true in every single fundraise, is hardest part is getting started and having your first conversation. Typically, once I have that first meeting as part of the fundraise, then I'm like, oh yes, I do like doing this. I like pitching. I like talking about the company, and I can handle these investor questions and conversations. But it's the materials prep and kind of kicking off that first conversation for me is what's hard and what's scary. And once I'm in it, I'm like, oh yes, this is totally fine. I'm enjoying it.
Moving money is really powerful and really important work, whether that's a startup, whether that's a nonprofit. I think we often feel like in conversations about money, when we're asking for it, whether it's a sales call or a fundraising meeting, we feel sort of less than in that moment, because we have this perception of this power dynamic that money is the thing with power. And so the person with money has the power, and that puts us in this sort of uncomfortable dynamic. And I think what's so important for people to recognize is what sacred and important work it is to move money towards the world that we ultimately want to see built, whether that's through the solution that your startup is solving or the work your nonprofit is doing. The work itself is important. The product itself is important. And equally as important is the movement of money towards those things, because money is energy, and that is the movement of energy towards that work, attention and focus. All of those things come with the movement of money.